Huh?
George, how long is it gonna be until we get that place and live on the fat of the land? And rabbits.
I don't know. We gotta get a big steak together. I know a little place where we can get cheap, but they ain't giving it away.
Tell about that place, George.
I just told you, last night.
Go on. Tell it again.
Well, it's 10 acres, got a little windmill, got a little shack on it, and a chicken run. Got a kitchen, orchard, cherries, apples, peaches, cots, nuts, got a few berries. There's a place for alfalfa and plenty of water to flood it. There's a big pig pen.
And rabbits, George?
No place for rabbits now, but could easily build a few hutches so that you can feed alfalfa to the rabbits.
Right, I could. You gosh darn right I could.
We could have a few pigs. I could build a smokehouse like the one Grandpa had. And when we kill a pig, we can smoke that bacon and the hams and make sausage and all that. And when the salmon run up, we could catch 100 of them and salt them down or smoke them. We could have them for breakfast. They ain't nothing so nice as smoked salmon. When the fruit come in, we could can it. And every Sunday we could kill a rabbit or a chicken. Maybe we'd have a cow or a goat. And the cream's so gosh darn thick, you'd have to cut it with a knife. With a spoon.
We could live off the fat of the land.
Sure, and all kinds of vegetables in the garden. And if we want a little whiskey, we can sell a few eggs or something, or some milk. We'd just live there. We'd belong there. And wouldn't be no more running around the country and getting fed by the lap cook. No, sir, we'd have our own place where we belonged and not sleep in no bunkhouse.
Tell about the house, George.
We have a little house and a room to ourselves. A little fat iron stove, and in the winter we keep a fire going in it. And it ain't enough land, so we'd have to work too hard. Maybe 6, 7 hours a day. We wouldn't have to buck no barley 11 hours a day. And when we put in a crop, why, we'd be there to take the crop up. We'd know what come of our planting.
And rabbits? And I'd take care of them? Tell how I'd do that, George.
You'd go out in the alfalfa patch, and you'd have a sack. And you'd fill up the sack and bring it in and put it in the rabbit cages.
They'd nibble and they'd nibble the way they do. I seen them.
Every 6 weeks or so, them does throw a litter, so we'd have plenty of rabbits to eat and to sell. And we'd keep a few pigeons to go flying around the windmill, like they done when I was a kid. And it'd be our own, and nobody can can us. If we don't like a guy, we can say, get the heck out. And by God, he's got to do it. And if a friend come along, why, we'd have an extra buck, and we'd say, why don't you spend the night? And by God, he would. We'd have a setter dog and a couple striped cats. But you gotta watch out them cats don't get the little rabbits.
You just let them. I'll smash them with the stick.
You know where a place is like that?
Suppose I do. What's that to you?
You don't need to tell me where it's at. It might be any place.
Sure, that's right. You couldn't find it in 100 years.
Say, how much they wanting for a place like that?
Well, I could get it for $600. The old people that owns it is flat bust, and the old lady needs an operation. Say, what's it to you? You got nothing to do with us.
Ain't much good with only one hand. I lost my hand right here on this ranch. That's why they give me a job swamping. And they give me $250 because I lost my hand. And I got 50 more saved up right in the bank right now. That's $300. And I got 50 more coming at the end of the month. Tell you what. Suppose I went in with you guys. That's $350 I put in. I ain't much good, but I could cook and tend the chickens and hoe the garden some. How'd that be?
Think about that. We was always going to do it ourselves.
I'd make a will and leave my share to you guys in case I kick off. Because I ain't got no relatives nor nothing. You guys got any money? Maybe we could do it right now.
$10 between us. Look, if me and Lenny work a month and don't spend nothing, we'll have $100. That'd be $450. I bet we could swing her for that, and you and Lenny could go get her started, and I'd get a job and make up the rest. And you could sell eggs and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, I bet we could swing her. I bet we could swing her.
4 years ago, they'll can me pretty soon, just as soon as I can't swamp out no bunkhouses. They'll put me out on the county. Maybe if I give you guys my money, you'll let me hoe in the garden, even after I ain't no good at it. Wash dishes and stuff like that. But I'll be on our own place, and I'll be let to work on our own place. You seen what they done to my dog tonight? They says he wasn't no good to himself, nor nobody else. But when they canned me here, I wish someone would shoot me. But they won't do nothing like that. I won't have no place to go, and I can't get no more jobs. I'll have $30 more coming time you guys is ready to quit.
We'll fix up that little old place and we'll go live there. Suppose there was a carnival or a circus come to town, or a ball game, or anything. We'd just go and do her. We wouldn't ask nobody if we could. Just say, we'll go do her. And we would. Just milk the cow and sling some grain to the chickens and go do her.
And put some grass to the rabbits? I would never forget to feed them when we got to do it, George.
Right smack in 1 month. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write to them old people that owns the place, and we'll take it. And Candy will send $100 to Binder.
Sure will. They got a good stove there?
Sure, they got a nice stove. Burns coal or wood.
I'm going to take my pup. I bet by Christ he likes it there, by Jesus.
Don't tell nobody about it. Just us three and nobody else. So we can't make no mistake. Just go on like we was gonna buck barley the rest of our lives. Then all of a sudden, someday, we'll go get our pay and then scram out of here.
Don't tell nobody.
George?
Huh?
I ought to have shot that dog myself. I should not have let no stranger shoot my dog. Well, I didn't mean nothing, Slim. I just asked you. Me too often. I'm getting gosh darn sick of it. If you can't look after your own gosh darn wife, what do you expect me to do about it? You lay off of me. I didn't mean nothing. I just thought you might have saw her.
Stay the heck home where she belongs. You let her hang around bunkhouses and pretty soon you're going to have something on your hands and you won't be able to do nothing about it.
Unless you want to step outside.
You goddamn punk. You tried to throw a scare into Slim, and you couldn't make it slick. Slim threw a scare into you. You're yellow as a frog belly. I don't care if you're the best welter in the country. You come for me and I'll kick your gosh darn head off.
What are you laughing at? Huh? Come on, you big dummy. Get up on your feet. No big son of a gun is gonna laugh at me. I'll show you who's yellow.
George, make him let me alone, George.
Don't let him do that.
Make him stop, George.
That dirty little rat, I'll get him myself.
No, don't do that. Lenny, get him. Lenny, let go. Slim, help me while he's got any hand left.
You told me to, George. You gotta get killed. You ain't so little as mice. I didn't bounce you too hard. Now maybe George ain't gonna let me tend no rabbits. If he finds out you got killed. This ain't no bad thing. Like I got to go hide in the bush. Oh no, this ain't. I'll tell George I found it dead. But he'll know. George always knows. He'll say, you done it. Don't try to put nothing over on me. And he'll say, now just for that, you don't get to tend no rabbits. Why do you gotta get killed? You ain't so little as mice. Now I won't get to tend no rabbits. Now he won't let me. You wasn't big enough. You wasn't big enough. They told me you wasn't. I didn't know you'd get killed so easy. Maybe George won't care. This here little pup wasn't nothing to George.
What you got there, sonny boy?
George says I ain't to have nothing to do with you. Talk to you or nothing.
George giving you orders about everything?
Says I can't tend no rabbits if I talk to you or anything.
Curly will get mad. Well, Curly got his arm in a sling, and if Curly gets tough, he can break his other hand. You didn't put nothing over on me about getting a caught in no machine.
No, sir. I ain't gonna talk to you or nothing.
Listen, all the guys got a horseshoe tournament going on. It's only about 4 o'clock. None of them guys gonna leave that tenement. Why can't I talk to you? I never get to talk to nobody. I get awful lonely.
Well, I ain't supposed to talk to you or nothing.
I get lonely. You can talk to people, but I can't talk to nobody but Curly, or else he gets mad. How'd you like talking to nobody?
I ain't supposed to. George is scared I'll get in trouble.
What you got coming up there?
Just my pup. Just my little pup.
Why, he's dead.
He was so little. I was just playing with him, and he made like he was gonna bite me, and I made like I was gonna smack him, and I done it, and then he was dead.
Oh, don't you worry none. He's just a mutt. You can get another one easy. The whole country's full of mutts.
It ain't that so much. George ain't gonna let me tend no rabbits now.
Well, why don't he?
If I'd done any more bad things, he ain't gonna let me tend no rabbits.
Don't you worry about talking to me. Listen to all the guys yell out there. They got $4 bet in that tenement. None of them ain't gonna leave till it's over.
If George sees me talking to you, he'll give me hell. He told me so.
What's the matter with me? Ain't I got a right to talk to nobody? What do you think I am anyway? You're a nice guy. I don't know why I can't talk to you. I ain't done no harm to you.
Well, George says you'll get us in a mess.
Aw, nuts! What kind of harm am I doing to you? Seems like there ain't none of them cares how I gotta live. I tell you, I ain't used to living like this. I could have made something of myself. I lived right in Salinas. Come there when I was a kid. Well, a show come through, and I met one of the actors. He says I could go with on that show, but my old lady wouldn't let me. She says because I was only 15. But the guy said I could have. If I went, I wouldn't be living like this, you bet.
We're gonna have a little place with rabbits.
Another time I met a guy. He was in pictures. Went out to the Riverside Dance Palace with him. He says he was going to put me in the movies. Says I was a natural. Soon as he got back to Hollywood, he was going to write me about it. I never got that letter. I always thought my old lady stole it. Well, I wasn't going to stay no place where I couldn't get nowhere. I made something by myself. And when they stole your letter, I asked her if you stole it too. And she says no. So I married Curly that same night. You listening?
Me? Sure.
I ain't told this to nobody before. Maybe you oughtn't to. I don't like Curly. He ain't a nice fella. Could have been in the movies. And I had nice clothes and all them nice clothes like they wear. And I could have sat on them big hotels. And I had pictures taken with me. When they had them previews, I could have went to them and spoken the radio. And it wouldn't have cost me a cent because I was in the picture. All them nice clothes they like to wear. Because this guy says I was a natural. Somebody made a ringer.
Maybe if I took this pup out and thrown him away, George wouldn't never know. And then I could tend the rabbits without no trouble.
Don't you think of nothing but rabbits?
We're gonna have a little house and a garden and a place for alfalfa, and that alfalfa is full of rabbits. And I take a sack and I get it full of alfalfa, and then I take it to the rabbits.
What makes you so nuts about rabbits?
I like to pet nice things. Once at a fair I seen some of them long-haired rabbits, and they was nice, you bet. Sometimes I've even mice, but not when I could get nothing better.
I think you're nuts.
No, I ain't. George says I ain't. I like to pet nice things with my fingers. Soft things.
Who don't? Everybody likes that. I like to feel silk and velvet. Do you like velvet?
You bet by God. And I had some, too. A lady gave me some, and that lady was my own Aunt Clara. She give it right to me about this big a piece. I wished I had that velvet right now. I lost it. I ain't seen it for a long time.
You're nuts. But you're a kind of nice fella. Just like a big baby. But a person can see kind of what you mean. When I'm doing my hair sometimes, I just sit and stroke it because it's so soft. Some people got kind of coarse hair. Take Curly. His hair is just like wire. But mine is soft and fine. Of course I brush it a lot. That makes it fine. Here, feel right here. Feel right around there and see how soft it is. Look out! Now you messed it up! You stop it now! You messed it up! Let go! Let go! Let go!
Please don't. Oh, please don't do that. George will be mad. Oh, please don't do that. George is going to say I did that. I don't want to hurt you. Okay. I've done a bad thing. I've done another bad thing. Oh, God. I've done a bad thing. I've done another bad thing. I shouldn't have did that. George will be mad. And he said, and hide in the bush till they come. That's what he said. I'll throw him away. It's bad enough it is.
Oh, who done it? It was that big devil. I'm gonna get him myself. We're gonna go get my shotgun and shoot him in the guts.
I'll get my Luger.
I guess Lenny done it. Her neck's broke. Lenny could have done that. Maybe like hound weed. Well, we gotta get him. Where do you suppose he went?
South, because we came from the north, so he would have went south. Could we maybe just lock him up? He ain't done it to be mean.
We might, if we can keep Curly from him. But if they do lock him up, that ain't no good, George.
I know.
Alright, guys. That means we can't give him no chance. When you see him, shoot him in the guts.
The big guy stole my Luger.
You coming with us, fella?
Yeah, but listen, don't shoot him. He's nuts. He didn't know what he was doing.
Don't shoot him. He stole Carlson's gun. Of course we're gonna shoot him.
Maybe Carlson lost his gun.
No, I seen it this morning.
Curly, maybe you better stay with your wife. I'm gonna shoot the guts out of him myself. Candy, you better stay with her then. You better stay with us so we don't think you had anything to do with this. Poor guy.
I didn't forget. You bet George is gonna give it to me when he gets here. He's gonna wish that he was alone. I could find a cave and never have ketchup. Come on, George. He is such a nice fella and good to you, but you don't care. You do bad things. I know I tried, Aunt Clara. I tried. Doing nice things for you. Like giving you ketchup. I know. I tried. Time he could be having drinks and playing cards, but no, he's got to take care of you. I know. I'll go find a cave and leave him alone. All the time, when you know, well, you won't do it. You ain't to tend no rabbits. You'd let him die, and what would George think? I would not forget. George is gonna get sick of you. Leave you. He's gonna leave you. No, he ain't.
What are you yelling about?
You ain't gonna leave me, are you, George? I knowed it. You ain't that kind. George, I done another bad thing.
Don't make no difference.
George,
Yeah?
ain't you gonna give me hell like you always done before?
Jesus Christ, Lenny. You can't remember nothing and then remember every word I say. Without you, I could get a job and not have so much trouble.
Go on.
And when the end of the month came, I could take my money and go to the cat house.
Go on. Ain't you gonna give me more hell?
No, I want you to stay with me.
Tell me about the other guys.
Guys like us got no family. They make a little steak and they go and blow it all. They got nobody who cares about them.
But not us.
But not us. Because
I got you and we got each other.
look across the river and picture it like you can see it. We're gonna get a little place.
Go on.
We'll have a cow and pig and chickens and a little piece of alfalfa.
Well, the rabbits, I get to tend the rabbits?
Yeah, you get to tend the rabbits. And
And live off the fat of the land?
yeah,
I thought you were mad at me, George.
no, Lenny, I am mad. I ain't never been mad, and I want you to know that.
Let's do it. Right now. Let's get that...
Did you start?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. Okay.
Keep it going.
You can just keep
I
it.
can edit.
Could we maybe just lock them up?
Oh, you went.
Okay.
10 rabbits?
You ain't detained. I thought you were mad at me, George.
No, George.
They nibble and they nibble the way they do. I seen them.
Every 6 weeks or so, them does. We'd have a setter dog and a couple strip cats, and a couple striped cats. But you gotta watch out for them cats. Don't get.
Why don't you tell her to stay the heck home where she belongs? You ain't let her hang around bunkhouses, and pretty soon you're gonna have something on your hands.
How you open a can of milk?
What the heck are you laughing at?
Oh no.
What the heck are you laughing at?
Huh?
Come on, you big dummy.
George, man, you actually hit me. I look at how we're doing.
George giving you orders about everything?
Hi, Brett.
Hey, Brad.
George sees me talking to you. Talking?
Darn. That's not what she says.
Don't you muss it up now?
Oh, that's nice.
Let go! Let go!
Oh, please don't.